Hi, I'm Nathan. This is Experience CTN. We are going to learn more about CTN volunteers and producers who have supported community media over the past years. Today I'm here with Mrs. Jenkins and Michael Parrott from Skyline High School's CMPP Magnet. It's good to have you two here.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Mrs. Jenkins, if I may ask, what is CMPP?
CMPP stands for Communication, Media, and Public Policy. It's one of 4 magnet programs at Skyline High School. It was part of the community's desire to have 4 thematic-based programs at Skyline, and CMPP is one of those 4.
Alrighty. And as for you, what roles do you play for your students for CMPP?
Certainly instructional leader, facilitator, equipment trainer, internship procurer, sort of all of that, as well as making sure that we do marketing, that the program is marketed appropriately in the community, that people know about us and students want to enroll in the program.
Okay. And as for its roots, when did CMPP begin?
It began when Skyline opened, although actually we didn't have our first students until year 2 of Skyline because students start the program in their 10th grade. So that's how it started. I think we're going on 8 years now.
8 years. That's fantastic. All right. Michael, why did you choose CMPP over all the other magnets?
Well, originally it wasn't my first choice. I had was looking into business and didn't really consider. I looked at the video part of it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm feeling it. But I saw the combination of public policy, government work, and the idea of video production, and I realized, you know what, those are 2 of the things I love. I love both of them. And I loved making videos since I was a little kid, and I loved the way the government works, and I saw how those 2 could be intertwined so successfully, and I wanted to do that, and I did.
All right, fantastic. And what has CMPP taught you about the working world?
A lot of teamwork. I've had to interact with everybody. You can't do anything successful in that class, I think. I mean, you can, but I think that it's very important that you work with others because they help you with your projects and just general questions, and it makes the projects go by quicker and more fun, too. Teamwork's really important, and that's what I've mainly learned.
I agree. We have a recruitment video for everybody here, so we'll go ahead and play that.
3, 2, 1, action.
Welcome to the Communication, Media, and Public Policy Magnet, otherwise known as CMPP.
Here's a brief overview of how CMPP students spend their 3 years in this magnet.
During sophomore year, students will have an introduction to public policy and U.S. government.
In junior year, students engage in multimedia production and broadcast communication.
During senior year, CMPP students will have a public policy internship including digital media, effective communication, and research.
This is the only program like this in the entire country.
CMPP is my favorite class.
I can't imagine my high school experience without CMPP.
We get to leave campus to meet with clients and to film.
And I got to meet and interview U.S. Congressman John Dingell.
But most of all,
CMPP is a family.
And we hope that you'll join us.
Well, that was quite a video. All right. So, question for both of you. It's going to be a little bit tough question, but bear with me here. So, one word to describe CMPP. What word would it be and why?
It sounds really silly, but fun. Fun. For me, it was fun. Even though a lot of at times we'd run into obstacles, I always had fun in that class. It wasn't just the projects we were working on, it was the environment that was cultivated both by Miss Jenkins and Miss J, and as well as the fellow students. It sounds silly, but fun was the word. I mean, I've had fun every single day in that class.
All right. As for you?
It's really hard for me to use one word. So I would say authentic. And very close, I'd sort of elaborate by saying real world. I mean, that really was one of the things I kept in mind as I developed the curriculum, that it had to be connected to real problems, and we needed to give back by doing work for real clients in the community. And that's a large part of what we do, especially the students that are in their senior year. They do go out and do real work for local nonprofit agencies. And you know, that's kind of a pay it forward. We get that back in so many ways in terms of doing really good things for community organizations, and community organizations hearing more about Ann Arbor Public Schools and Skyline and feeling good about our school system.
Yeah, CMPP has actually a fantastic work environment. I mean, it's really, really well focused. And one of the things that I remember very well is the equipment that you got to use while you were in CMPP. Could you tell me more about that equipment?
We've been really fortunate in terms of our support, not just from the district, but also from some outside organizations and foundations. So students are using state-of-the-art editing software. They use the same software that professional filmmakers and television producers use, as well as the same quality of cameras, tripods, lighting systems, audio equipment. I mean, they really do get a taste of what it's like to work with professional quality equipment.
Indeed. Speaking of working with professional quality stuff, Michael, what kind of video experience do you have from CMPP?
Quite a lot, because before I entered the magnet, I did a lot of video stuff, but it was very silly, unedited, simple things, and it wasn't until CMPP that I actually got into it, and I was really confused at first, very confused as how the equipment worked or how to set things up. But the videos we've worked on, from the capstone, the Legacies project, our video competition, things that we had to do in November of our junior year, I believe it was, really taught me different techniques when it came to maneuvering the camera, you know, how to position audio. I learned a lot in the video projects we did, a lot, because you really have to go in hands-on and just do it, you know, and they teach you, and the more you do it, the better you become, and that's what I've learned from the projects. I've grown exponentially.
What is the most recent project you've worked on?
Our senior capstone, actually. Yes, just finished that about a couple weeks ago.
All right, fantastic. Well, actually, we have a video, short video from that capstone with us right now. Let's go ahead and roll that video.
310 different religious denominations, a case for secularism, and a rise in immediate emotional gratification make us wonder about the concept of faith in society.
Faith, at a very basic level, is helping us understand that great truth. All I'm meant to do is receive love and then love back. We call God our Father. As a son, as a daughter, I receive love and I give love back. And just like a parent would say to their child, I don't care that you failed your test. I don't care that you lost that job or you destroyed that car, because I love you. And that's getting at that sense of inherent meaning. That's what faith brings.
Quite a good video.
Thank you.
Thanks
very much.
For sure. What inspired you to do that video?
Definitely my personal experience with my faith. I grew up in a household where faith was very important, you know, and definitely reading, like, you look on the news and read articles and things like that, and it's talking about how young people of this generation is moving away from faith. And I see that among classmates. I look at my classmates and I say, that's not the case. I don't see it with people. They just have different ways of expressing it and different ways of valuing it. And sure, it goes against the traditional norm in some respects, but I wanted to show how that isn't always necessarily true, what the news articles and the shows get wrong, you know. I still see it very prevalent, and it means a lot to me, and I wanted to show that.
Well, definitely shows a lot of what you want to put into your projects. And I realized that you've just recently graduated out of CMPP. Now you just got out. You're about to go into your next steps. What do those next steps look like for you?
I will be attending the U of M in the fall here in Ann Arbor, so I'm not going too far.
All right.
Hopefully go on to study international affairs.
All righty, go blue. Ms. Jenkins, I have a few questions for you real quick. What was the first collaboration that happened with CMPP and CTN?
The first collaboration revolved around TEDx. I remember CTN was filming the TEDx event, and so I brought students down here for training, for cameras, and to prepare them to film that event the first year. And it also turned out, I was there the day of the event, where Alicia brought the TriCaster, and my students got a chance to sort of play with that. And I saw the potential for transforming our program, sort of taking it to the next level, and that started a conversation with CTN. I should also mention that when CMPP first started, one of the board members was a staff member was the communications manager actually for the city of Ann Arbor. And that's how I knew about CTN and had been looking for ways to sort of strengthen that relationship, and the TEDx event sort of helped us get to that next level.
For sure. And then what work do you think you'll see CMPP and CTN doing in the future?
That's a great question. I feel like the sky's the limit. We certainly do want to give more and more programming over to CTN so that they can run and we can showcase the work of CMPP students. I'd also like to strengthen sort of the collaboration with more students doing training here, more students using the studio and the other facilities here. So I really see it as sort of endless possibilities in terms of strengthening that connection between us.
For sure. And then as for just CMPP alone, what do you think the future is going to look like for that?
Well, I'd love to get a drone and sort of up our production game. And I'd love for us to do more broadcasting similar to what CTN does. Again, using that relationship and taking advantage of the expertise here to do more shows similar to this one with more of a high school sort of focus would be great for the future.
Absolutely. All right. Well, it was great having you two here. Fantastic having you both talk on here.
It's great to be here.
For sure. Thanks for watching. And stay tuned for more on Experience CTN. In the meantime, come and experience CTN for yourself. Email ctn@a2gov.org. To watch other programs, visit us online at a2gov.org/watchctn. I want to thank our crew: Matthew Drake, Steve Mackey, Robert Horn, KJ Johnson, Aaron Foster, Natalia Tejeda, Alicia May, and I'm your host, Nathan Johnson.